Okay, picture this. You're stepping through like a grimy ground level window. The air's already thick. You can hear this crowd roaring. It's some kind of underground fight club. And you're there with this guy who just pulled you through. He catches you when you stumble and jokes you fall like a girl. But what happens next? It isn't just a fight. It's this incredibly high stakes bet that's about to flip your whole world upside down. Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take your sources, we dig in deep, and we try to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight. Today, we are plunging headfirst into this really captivating narrative excerpt. It's a chapter called Le Pari, or, well, the bet. Now, this isn't some dry research paper. Think of it more as a raw, unfiltered window into a specific, really intense relationship. So whether you've actually read Le Pari or this is totally new for you, our mission today is to unpack all these layers, the attraction, the confusion, the surprising commitment, or maybe the lack of it, all revealed through this series of escalating events. It centers around Abby and her, well, very intertwined life with Travis, America, and Shepley.
Okay, let's get into this dramatic story and try to figure out what's really going on beneath the surface of these relationships.
Yeah, and what jumps out immediately is how fast the emotional temperature changes, even from things that seem pretty innocent at first. Like we start with Abby and America in class, kind of a light moment, right? Parker Hayes is looking at Abby. America teases her a bit, feels normal, sweet even.
Totally normal. Just another college day, seems like. But then, almost instantly, Shepley and Travis join them, walking to the cafeteria, and there's this shift you can feel. Travis, who's usually pretty outgoing, he just goes silent. He takes Abby's bag, sure, but his face goes from, I don't know, dubious to just outright contempt when America mentions Parker Hayes and that mating look. And then at the table, he's not even sitting near Abby. He's like 3 places away, all agitated, just pushing food around his plate. What do you make of that? That immediate mood swing and his, well, almost aggressive reaction when Abby shows concern, it's quite jarring.
It's a complete 180 from the persona he normally puts out there. And it's not just, annoyance. It really shows Travis's intense struggle with vulnerability, I think. It's his reaction, especially when he snaps about her trying to help with Chris Jenks and Tina Martin, saying he can handle himself.
Right.
It exposes this core fear, maybe, of being seen as weak or needing protection. It's kind of a classic defense mechanism, isn't it? Push away the very thing you're afraid might expose your deepest self. Abby herself is confused, you can tell. But America and Shepley, they seem to get it more. They tell her Travis has issues and needs patience. He's a universe unto himself.
A universe unto himself. Yeah, it's a powerful way to put it. What does that really imply about him, about his character?
Well, that phrase, a universe unto himself, it paints this really vivid picture of Travis's complex inner world, doesn't it? It suggests a self-contained emotional landscape, often hard for others to get into, probably driven by some deep-seated patterns and a real need for control. His issues, they seem to stem from this sort of insular nature, which makes patience, absolutely crucial for anyone hoping to connect with him without setting off those defenses.
And this tension is just simmering, right?
Yeah.
Until it finally boils over later that night. And that leads to this really pivotal moment where some hidden truths get laid bare. Abby's napping, she wakes up, and she overhears Travis, America, and Shepley talking out in the living room. And this is where the real undercurrents start to surface.
Oh, yeah. This is the critical turning point. She hears her name, and then she hears Travis confessing his actual feelings.
Yeah.
He makes this distinction that's incredibly insightful, really. He says quite explicitly, I don't want to go out with her. I just want to be with her. He talks about her being not like the others because she isn't fooled by his bullshit, and that feels good. But then immediately he pulls back. He's convinced he's not her type. It's just not meant to work. But America, she's always sharp. She counters him. You are more her type than you think. It's this really beautiful but also kind of heartbreaking mix of deep attraction and total self-sabotage, that classic push-pull thing.
And after that raw confession, Travis actually apologizes to Abby. He admits he has this bad habit of mistreating the people I love and really stresses how much she means to him. So thinking about his past actions and now this confession, what does that apology really mean for their relationship? Is friendship even the right word anymore?
It definitely means their friendship is on, let's say, very shaky ground. It seems built on all these unspoken desires and anxieties. His apology, it's not just for the outburst earlier. It feels like an acknowledgement of this deeper pattern, pushing away people he cares about, and maybe a desperate plea for her to see his genuine affection underneath all the flaws. It's like a recognition that their connection is way deeper than either of them has admitted out loud.
Right. And this shift, it really sets the stage for the next dramatic turn. Suddenly there's a call from Adam about a fight. Jefferson Building. Supposedly easy money.
Yes, and America, always pragmatic, right? She immediately insists Abby has to change clothes for this fight, throws her this very revealing yellow tank top and low-rise jeans, and this is where Travis's possessiveness just flares up.
Which leads to that horror-filled reaction you mentioned. He practically shoves her into his room, demands she put on a T-shirt and sneakers instead.
Yeah.
His reason. He claims he'd be too distracted by other guys looking at her to even watch the fight. What does that tell us about his feelings? And maybe that deeper need for control. He wants her there, but only on his terms.
Yeah.
Unseen by others.
Yeah, that need for control, it definitely comes from a powerful, almost desperate possessiveness. But I think it's more than just a feeling. It's like an attempt to exert psychological ownership. By dictating what she wears, he's trying to manage not just her, but how others see her. And crucially, how he handles his own intense, maybe frightening feelings of jealousy. It's a desperate shot at controlling an emotional situation that's clearly spiraling beyond his comfort zone.
And then they make that sort of VIP entrance.
Right.
Through a ground-level window.
Right. Abby's scared, but Travis is all playful, catches her when she falls, jokes she falls like a girl.
And this leads straight into the bet itself. Travis is bragging, saying he usually lets opponents hit him just to make the fight look fair, encourage betting against him. Abby just doesn't buy it, so she challenges him. Bets he will get hit.
And the stakes are, well, they're classic Travis, aren't they? Designed to force them closer together. If he gets hit, he has to be celibate for a month.
Ooh.
But if he doesn't get hit, Abby has to spend a month living with him.
Initially, Abby calls it a lame challenge, right?
Oh.
Because she's already spending all her time with him anyway.
Exactly. But then she has this little aha moment. She suddenly remembers the boiler in her dorm got fixed that morning. Meaning she could actually stay in her own room if she wanted to.
Oh, okay.
And that's not just some small detail. It totally changes her perspective. It makes the abstinence part of the bet, Travis's potential vulnerability, suddenly much more appealing to her. It's subtle, maybe, but it feels like a powerful signal. She's starting to acknowledge, perhaps subconsciously, this deeper attraction. And she's willing to lean into the risk a bit.
Okay, so the fight itself. The atmosphere sounds intense. Packed room, no seats. Travis's opponent, this Brady Hoffman guy, he's apparently huge. But Abby, maybe surprisingly, just spontaneously bets $200 on Travis. A burst of confidence.
Seems like it. And Travis delivers exactly like he said he would. He's all precision, speed, avoids taking even a single hit. He even makes Brady punch a concrete pillar by mistake. Yeah, his victory is fast, absolute. Which, validates his boast. But it also means Abby loses the bet. Decisively.
And right after the fight, when he can't immediately see Abby, Travis completely panics, starts frantically searching for her. It really drives home that point, doesn't it?
Correct.
Beneath that tough guy act, his concern for her safety is just paramount.
Absolutely. You can almost feel his relief when he finally finds her. And of course, winning the bet means Abby is now officially obligated to spend a month living with him. He even mentions she'll need extra clothes. And then he makes this really rare admission for him. Quote, "When you're around, everything seems better."
Wow, that's huge for Travis.
It's incredibly vulnerable, especially considering, his shirt's covered in blood at this point. The bet started as a game, but now it's locked them into this forced closeness that's bound to escalate things, push them past those unspoken lines.
So, the motorcycle ride home. The tension just keeps building. Travis is driving way slower than usual, constantly touching her hand on her knee, holding her hand. Abby starts really questioning their special friendship, worrying she's going to ruin everything. The lines are getting seriously blurry.
And America picks up on the change right away. When they get back to the apartment, she notes how unusually calm and content Travis seems. She links it directly to Abby being there. There's a kind of peace about him that wasn't there before.
Then the Parker Hayes party comes up again. Travis had said he wouldn't go, but as soon as he finds out Abby committed to going, he instantly changes his mind, decides he's going too.
Classic possessiveness signal.
Definitely feels like it. And this is what sparks Shepley's angry outburst, right?
Exactly. He confronts Abby, accuses her of breaking some promise not to judge Travis, and he makes it crystal clear he does not approve of them becoming a couple. He thought they were just friends. America tries to step in, but Shepley says he's been burned too many times. which suggests, a deeper history there with Travis's messy relationships and Shepley feeling protective of Abby now.
It's in this really turbulent moment that America has that incredibly insightful conversation with Abby, isn't it?
Yes, it's a huge moment. External perception slams right into internal denial. America insists Abby has feelings for Travis. She says flat out, Travis is crazy about you, even though Abby keeps denying it. Abby tries to rationalize, right? Says Travis is commitment phobic, points to his history of sleeping with her friends, though notably not America herself.
Right.
But America draws this direct parallel. She compares Abby and Travis's dynamic to her own relationship with Shepley. The only difference, she says, is the physical intimacy part.
That's quite a comparison.
It really is. And what's fascinating is how America, from the outside, just spells out this truth about their connection that Abby, stuck inside it, is desperately trying to ignore. It's a total truth bomb for Abby, whether she's ready to hear it or not.
And the immediate fallout from America saying all this.
Yeah.
It's intense. Travis's good mood just vanishes.
Yeah.
He gets offended, retreats to his room. Abby's left feeling like she's the bad guy.
Yeah. And the night that follows is, well, it's harrowing. It feels like a direct result of Travis's own inner turmoil and, frankly, self-sabotage. He leaves at 2 a.m., comes back later with 2 girls. Abby hears noises from the living room. Travis even comes back to his room to get condoms.
Oh, God.
Abby's internal struggle just to hold on to that just friends idea, despite this distressing reality, it's palpable. She's trying so hard to rationalize it, to stick to her version of their relationship, even as it's crumbling right in front of her.
So the next morning, Abby wakes up in the armchair, sees the empty condom wrappers.
Right.
America and Shepley, obviously worried and protective, they try to rescue her. They start packing her bags, assuming she'll want to bolt after a night like that.
But then Travis walks in, completely oblivious at first. His arms are full of bags. Abby's favorite foods, spaghetti, pancakes, strawberries, oatmeal, like all her comfort foods.
Trying to make amends, maybe?
Seems like it. But then he sees the packed bags, and his face just falls, complete despair. He starts apologizing over and over, clearly devastated at the thought of her leaving. America, meanwhile, is fiercely protective. She basically threatens Travis if he tries to stop Abby.
But Abby's reaction, it throws everyone for a loop, right? She gets defiant, says Travis can invite anyone, it's his home, insists she's fine, and then she declares she's going to unpack her bags. It's, yeah, total shock. It defies all expectation.
Absolutely. Which leads to that final, incredibly raw confrontation in the bathroom. Travis confesses everything. He admits he overheard Abby and America talking about him, and it made him furious.
Yeah.
So he got drunk. And then when he woke up, saw the wrappers, saw Abby in the armchair, he felt nauseous.
So his actions.
They were this desperate, self-destructive reaction driven by his fear of losing her. He pushed her away by bringing those girls home, almost confirming his commitment phobe status she talked about. But paradoxically, it was also this volatile test, a desperate cry for her to prove she cared enough to stay, despite his flaws, despite his self-sabotage. He was terrified she'd leave and never speak to me again.
And Abby,
Yeah.
after all that, her only request is that he not drive his motorcycle when he's drunk.
Simple.
But kind of profound, considering everything. It really highlights her underlying care, despite the absolute chaos.
It does. And then, inevitably, it comes back to the bet. Abby asks if she's still bound by it, and Travis confirms, yes, it still stands, making it absolutely clear he does not want her to leave. Which really makes you wonder, what's more important now? The literal rules of the bet, or the raw desire underneath it all for her to stay, to make their bond solid, regardless of how it started. The bet, which began as this sort of game, it's become this powerful, if incredibly messy way for Travis to keep her close, to force the issue of their closeness and explore this intense connection they obviously share.
America is, understandably, furious. Calls Travis a selfish jerk. But the outcome is set. Abby is staying for the month. The bet, it seems, has somehow morphed into a commitment.
Wow.
Okay, so this deep dive has really taken us on an incredible journey through this narrative, hasn't it? From those subtle hints of attraction and jealousy, right through to explosive conflict and these incredibly tender, raw confessions. We've seen how these characters navigate trust, really blurred boundaries, and the pretty high-stakes risks they seem willing to take for each other.
Yeah, this story powerfully shows how those unspoken fears, like Travis's absolute terror of abandonment, can drive such self-destructive behavior, ironically pushing away the very person he desperately wants to keep close. It also shows that powerful, often inconvenient truth, that genuine connection can actually blossom right in the middle of chaos. sometimes defying logic, defying prior commitments, and it definitely highlights how outside perspectives, like America's, can sometimes shed light on the truth of a relationship, even when the people inside it are deeply in denial.
Absolutely. This deep dive has shown us that what's said out loud isn't always the whole story. Sometimes the biggest truths. They're hiding in the silences, in the actions, and in those high-stakes risks people take for one another.
And if we try to connect this to maybe a bigger picture, it really underlines how important it is to confront uncomfortable truths, both, in ourselves and in our relationships. Even when it feels way easier to just maintain a facade or deny what's right there in front of us, it's about recognizing when the external reality of a relationship just doesn't match your internal feelings anymore.
So, after hearing all this, here's something to think about. What hidden truths might you be choosing to ignore? Maybe in your own relationships, or even just in your own understanding of yourself. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.